Peace and power, Drop Nation. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving the frequency, loving the energy, man, loving the build. This is part 10, so I had to come face to face and just tell you, man, y'all crazy. They calling me crazy. Y'all crazy for just sitting there and just absorbing, asking questions. How dare you ask questions? How dare you not go back to school and learn this? How dare you? That's all we get, right? How dare you? You must be crazy for asking questions, for researching research and scientific, repeatable, and observable experimentation. You must be crazy for building your libraries and reading books, getting the babies out the bathwater. Man, I'm tired. After this, man, Drop Nation, taking a break. We're going to take a break. Drop Nation, we're going to take our talents to South Beach. We're taking a break. Nah, man. Don't want to go to Florida right now. There's a lot going on with that Zika. We'll get into all this health drop, man. But love to y'all. This is part 10, Worlds Beyond the Poles. No fours, man. Love again to Geo Shifter. Sent a lot of love our way, man. So sending it back to you, man, and everybody else in and out that's just, seeing something that that they can benefit from, man. Getting some vibration out of this. I'm in it for 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in it to be commercial. I'm not in it to do none of that stuff. So you're going to get 100 with me because I'm just tired of being invaded. Right? I'm just someone who wakes up and says, oh, shit, I am a prisoner of war. Oh, shit, my family has always been here. Oh, man, they've been lying this whole time. And you get a little upset and you see what else they've been lying about. And you say, damn, did the whole world really get flipped upside down? Did they really change times and laws? Yes, they did. Short answer, yes, man. So, love to everybody. Love y'all. Shirts are on the way. I got my whole list of shirts going out. Veronica Brandon, Tiana Battle, Shanette Francis, Vanessa Perkins, Styles by Nina, Keith Sarton, Isaac Ford, got Kyle Samuel, Jason Stewart, Daria Campbell, Miss D's, and the Copper Color Awakening, Stephanie Edwards, Lashana Hunter, Antoine Daniels. Your shirts are going out. Finally got in. All right, I got good news and bad news. Good news and bad news. All right, the shirts came in. Bad news is that I messed up a little bit, but it's okay. I'm going to make it right. But nah, the shirts are, I actually like these. It's a different company, and it kind of feels, I've been wearing this kind of, off and on, it's been making me feel a little more cozy. The other one didn't make me feel as cozy, so I wanted to get a little different material. So we're going to keep making this better. Again, we got more coming out. You still got the can't tell us who we are. How can they tell us who we not? How can they tell us who we not? They can't tell us who we are. How can they tell us who we not? So this is just the first look. But if you notice, somebody forgot to put Drop Nation on the back of my shirt on this one. So, it ain't official Drop Nation unless you see that hashtag Drop Nation. So what we're going to do, I'm going to send these shirts out anyway. And then I'm going to give you guys a free shirt when I get the reorders in, the ones with the Drop Nation, they'll be coming out. So, because of my mistake, you'll get 2 shirts for 1. Oh, come on. And everybody else that sign up to the Drop Tuner package after August 1st, 50% off of whatever, shirt we drop next, whatever merchandise we're dropping next. We'll be loading up the drop shop soon, so you'll have a whole tab that you can go. Pretty soon you'll be able to click whatever shirt you want, There'll be Drop Nation shirts with the different, mottos. They can't tell us who we are. They can't tell us who we're not. No hijacks allowed. We're just surfing the wave. Drop Nation, all that stuff like that. Who got the drop? There'll be our other products, Our family, if y'all got some great products that's great for the community, that makes sense, definitely get at me, man. Music at 432thedrop.com. Music at 432thedrop.com. Or you can get at me at dropnation at 432thedrop.com. And just, send me your products, your ideas, whatever the case is. And then we'll start building up our drop shop. And whatever comes through there belongs to you. So we'll put it up. We'll put the link up, whatever the link, the payment link, eBay link. We don't get no percent of that. It's for you. We want to help you build your business. So if it makes sense to us, we approve it. We put it on there. That's for you. We ain't taking no percents. We just want to put your product up and showcase it in our drop shop. So if you have, you know, your company already gone or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? All we need is, I guess, a PDF. I'm not a PDF, but an image, a JPEG, whatever the case is, PNG, and your link, whatever the case is, and that's how we'll do it, like a billboard, you know what I mean? But there'll be your billboard in our drop shop, and that should be up in the next couple of weeks as well. So this is how we're coming at you, man. This is how we're coming fresh. Other than that, I love y'all, and yeah, I'm not that crazy to do a bunch of 10-part series, but this has kind of been fun, man. Y'all gotta admit, there's a couple people in here having a good time, and y'all made me have a good time doing it. You know, it's okay to be called all these crazies, right? But you know, once your eyes are open, what's being pushed and what's not. You know what's being forced on you, what's being ridiculed, that even the thought of it being wrong or even the question against it becomes a, you're crazy. Whenever you get that, you know that there's been something triggered and put down, because, you know, they're not going to come with a bunch of experiments. They're just going to say you're crazy. And then the more they dig their experiments up, the more they realize they're living in the illusion of seclusion, of astro bubbles, of isolated globular bodies. And it's just a bunch of specks and spectacles. And you can get out the spectacle, you can get out the illusion and keep it trill. Keep it real, man. So love to y'all, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Very excited. The conclusion. Worlds Beyond the Poles. Part 10. Yada I mean. Love to everybody surfing the wave in real time. I want to show y'all, man. This is crazy. Alright, this is kind of wild right here. Alright. Alright. I don't know if y'all can see it clearly. My screen's a little crazy. Alright, so. Alright, here's my videos, right? So, let's see. This is when we started surfing this particular wave. Look. This is coincidental, right? Because, you know, this is still like my, you know, I don't know how long we've been really dropping here and surfing this wave. Maybe about 7-8 months, like consistently, maybe less than that. So, you know, more and more people are getting interested in what's going on, whatever the case is. So this video almost got, I think, close to 10,000 views. And coincidentally, I started getting all these messages today.
Fairy tales and books.
And they said, why is your video flipped upside down?
That are lost forever because of such barbarians.
And I said, damn, why is my video flipped upside down? So
They are just
apparently, YouTube just flipped over the video. Now, this is by far, I guess, you know what I'm saying, the most viewed video so far that's on my channel. So what's the odds of all the videos that the most viewed video gets suddenly flipped upside down after it passes the 9,000 view mark? Someone comes and flips it upside down. 9,000 views is perfectly fine. Hundreds of other videos, dang near, perfectly fine. The one video that gets magically flipped upside down is the one with the most views. Starting all this, you know, yada yada. So I want y'all to see what's happening. Don't get mad at me. I left a little comment. I said, sorry for the inconvenience. It appears YouTube just flipped this video. These are the games we play. And you already know, man. Yo, shout out to the king, Hebrew lawyer. This king is full of energy, man. So keep bringing in my good brother. All right. I just want to show y'all that crap. You know, how they doing us, man. We're going to get the rest of this world beyond the poles, man. But first, you know, vibrate. Vibrate. You are in the Indigenous Flute Lounge. And we're just going to get to this drop and feel good about ourselves. So give yourself about 30 seconds of just breathing nice. And we'll get to the drop. no hijacks allowed in this classroom. It's just a classroom for a few people. And more people can come, and more people can learn. But remember, this is for the few. Drop Nation, who got the drop? Alright, let me get my office organized here. Alright, we feel good. Again, much love to Smiles, man, who really helped me organize these suites. And hey, I mean, you can do all kinds of things. You can go to the Lovers Rock, a nice little romance. Get your romance. Alright. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm not even going to let it go because, you know, of course, we own all our music licenses, ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, but YouTube always likes to give strikes for no reason. But yeah, man, right there, we got that Neo playing and, you know what I'm saying, 432 because of you. You already know. So when you go in here, you listen to your Neo. You just want to get in your romance vibe. You want to feel romantic. You want to think about roses and chocolate. You want to feel good. You want to sit on leaves. Huh? You want to be under umbrellas. Huh? You want to look at clocks hanging. Then you come kick it in the Lovers Rock. You already know. And of course, man, you got Let's Cool One all day long. A lot of people love just the chill mix. This one, Smiles, you know, really killed it with this one, man, when she put this one together. So go ahead and vibe to it. Do what you do. Feel good about yourself. What's playing in here? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's that Chance the Rapper. Yeah, that's that cocoa butter. So yeah, man, you know, get some Chance the Rapper, chill. Get your cool one. I mean, you know. And of course we have the midnight hour. This is just when you're lonely and it's cold outside. You need a hand to hold. You know? You need some love. Love. This is that bedroom music. Well, we got that. What's playing right there? Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you got it bad, this is the midnight hour, man, for you and your lovely to be lovely, huh? And of course, you always have your library on deck, where the magic really happens, and that's what we'll be getting back into. And great brothers and sisters are sending me new PDFs every day, so when I get to sit back down again, I'm going to add, you know, another 50, 60 books to here, and just keep it growing. Keep on digging in on Let Us Find the Truth. Fantastic resource. So, you know, we have multiple areas, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're able to have options, you know what I'm saying? And that's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. But let's get to the drop, man. Speaking of vibrations, when you think vibration, you can't think vibration without thinking about one person. And I mean one person with the vibration. You've seen it, and I'll show you again. Catrice. Get back here, Catrice. Catrice rocks the drop. Again, when you get your shirts, send me a flick to music@432 to drop. You get put on the Drop Nation wheel. If you wanna, you know what I mean, vibrate in your shirt and just, you know what I'm saying, show the unity, man, on the Drop Nation reel. So Catrice rocks the drop. Love to you, Catrice, man. Love to you, my beautiful sister. Higher Mark got the drop. Vibration. So-called Negroes in modern slavery. So-called Negroes at the Pentecost. We're going to get into this, man. A good 10-minute chunk out of this. The brother is bringing you live from what's going on out there in You know what I'm saying? Wisconsin, Milwaukee. My brother Uno's out there as well. We talk all the time about it. So, you know, it's something that you can't ignore, because when you see it, the energy, you're going to see where it's going, man. And you're going to know, everyone knows where it's going. Order or chaos. Choose order or chaos. Your only option doesn't have to be tearing up shit. You have an option to get out. How, where, is up to you. Listen to the voice inside. It's not just about listening to somebody tell you where to go. Stop being lazy and research your area. Research your wilderness. Research you, dog. Research what Lex Will's been dropping for years. Research these areas that are preserved. Research your mountains, your trees. Come back to life. Higher Mark, take it away. Hold up, let me get it from the top.
Alright, I've been saying it over, I've been saying it over, I've been saying it over.
Wait, let me get it from the top.
Good blessings.
Yeah. Hey.
How y'all doing? I'm gonna get right to it. Big up to the Negro, so-called, and everything else. Okay? You are the Hebrew Israelite. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Alright? I've been saying it over, I've been saying it over, I've been saying it over. Do I need to keep saying it? Put it into your head. Alright? Are you the descendants of slaves? Are you? Answer that question. Are you descendants of slaves? Alright then. This video is for you. And it's also for everybody else. Because we need help. We need your help.
And this is a great point. People coming over like, man, it's not about skin color, I'm like, just read. Just open your eyes and read. And understand what's happening here on the land that you're walking around in. Understand what happened in between, underneath your feet, between your feet. And yes, this is for everybody. This is for everybody. Everybody's going to witness. Everybody's going to know. Everybody needs to hear. We should be examples and beacons for everybody. Give everybody a chance to choose up. So yes, everybody is loved and welcome. But the energy that we put in is for the few. And in putting it in for the few and investing in the infrastructure of the few, we can learn ourselves again, to know ourselves again. When we know ourselves again, we will love ourselves again. And then, and only then, when we love ourselves again, could we love others again. But our love must be dedicated to the infrastructure of ourselves, of the few, of the children of slavery and murder and invasion, the prisoners of war. What this brother's going to show you with these, you know what I'm saying, young, children, man, out here in the streets. You have to understand, these are prisoners of war. You better be lucky they're not acting Indian again. They'll be running everybody out. So they're trying to take to some type of thing, but the only thing that's being offered is Black Lives Matter protests. And then when they gather, all the cops come and all this equipment comes. Before any kind of riot or anything break out or anything happen, they just come, and then it becomes an instigation, a stare down, a showdown. They know they're going to attract attention. Then the yelling comes, and then some arrests come. And that was the whole checkmate. That's the whole process. So you see them being set up, that they can't even go outside and cry about another brother or sister lost without a bunch of oppressors coming, staring them down while they mourn, while they feel emotional, before they do anything. But the underlying thing is that What goes around comes around, and everybody knows how this goes. You don't just come to somebody else's land and murder all the people and walk away like it's lottie-dottie and say forget about it. How do you think you're going to live forever like that? You're still on somebody else's land. Don't you get it? It's not your land. It was stolen. Because someone steals, if I steal your car, is it mine? So why does the principle change because you want this land so bad? When you know you came over here as a product of the murder, thievery, invasion, slaughter, and you walk around like it's all good, you don't understand that you're walking on bloody property? Blood ain't on your hands because you choose not to ignore it? Because you choose to ignore it? Because you want to focus on the founding fathers? My voice is going out, man. It's been 10 parts. It's been a 10-part series. Hiram, take it away. Let go.
This is for everybody else. This is for everybody.
Everybody.
You need your help. Alright? In more than one way. I love you all. This is Hiram Mark. So, the last 2 days have been, in my city, has been an uproar. They killed another brother. They killed another Hebrew. They killed another Ibu.
Another Indian down.
Eber.
Cowboys in India.
Another Israelite. And the crazy part, the brother who did it was a Hebrew too. But he was one of the policy enforcers, meaning he was a police officer. 24 years old. 24-year-old just killed a 23-year-old Hebrew. Seville Smith, may you and your family rest in power. So,
Seville Smith. Love, King. Don't think we don't love, man. You know what I'm saying? When you from it, then you understand. A lot of people judge from the outside looking in like, what's wrong with these people? And they don't read no history. They don't connect any dots or care to. They just want to live and survive. No matter what resources they take up or whose they belong, they just want to survive. What does that remind you of? Parasites. Not that you are, but you're behaving this way. So until you stop being parasitic and start building the body again, not like a virus, but as energy, as positivity, as a vitamin, as nutrient, nurture the body. Stop arguing with the body and say, look, man, I need to get this body back together because this might be my only chance. Yes, the people that you brushed off the most are actually your only chance at salvation. Now, this officer gunned this kid down. That's also a quote-unquote Hebrew, Negro, Indian. But remember, we've been doing this. This is tribal war. We were enslaved by other people that look like us, that were not our tribe. They did form a confederacy against us. I mean, you did see the Django. History repeats and repeats and repeats. That's not like, ooh, see, black on black. That's no shit. But do not think for 1 minute that it was anywhere near the atrocities that happened when those ships came over. Our wars were not the atrocity of these nuclear wars and these biochemical wars and these broken treaties. They broke all their treaties with us, Negro, copper color people. No one wants to talk about it. So how sick are you? You care more about your trees and flat earth than the people it is for. That is hypocrisy. People over here just because they want to hear the book World Behind the Poles, so they can fantasize beyond the pole, so they can fantasize about getting away. Nah, not so fast. Don't be silly. This shit really happened. We are not from Africa. We got mowed down. And yes, we happen to fit the prophetic writings of the children it would happen to. Okay, no one else feel this lie. And everybody knows it.
But let me give y'all a little footage of what's been going on, if you haven't seen it already. But so-called Moors, we need you to come home. So-called Muslim, Islam, we need you to put that down and come back home. Worship the Creator and none of those fallen angels. Don't worship them other gods. Come to the Creator, Hebrew, and you'll see that it's righteous and that He is on your side. Man. Good blessings to you all. So, alright, so man, let me get y'all on this footage real quick. And now we're going to get into some other things. But first off, I just want to show you, like I said, Sybil Smith. Isn't that ironic that his name was Sybil Smith? Rest in power, my brother. It is not over yet. But, you have no rights. In this system, you are 14th Amendment. And if you're in this system, and you look like me, and Sybil Smith, and any other, I don't care what you claim. I don't care what you claim. Don't you see on this same grid, the so-called Africans have more power than you? Don't you see how they live amongst us freely? Do you understand or overstand what's going on? You are the slave, the descendant of slaves. You are still the slave. You have no rights on this grid. Only way you have rights if you go against your fellow brethren, your fellow Hebrew, and become one of them, meaning a Moor, Nation of Islam, anything else. You have to come back to your original state. You are giving them all the power. There is no black power. Black is a color. Therefore, in the color of law should not apply to you unless you are subjugated. Only if you are a subject, you are corporate war status. Excuse me, I'm kind of sick. But you're not black. And if you knew, you grew. I mean, you grow. You feel what I'm saying? You would grow from that Negro state, from that slave state. Hebrew. You must wake up. me get y'all to this video. This is just what was going on, and it's kind of fucked up, but it's happening all over, and it's coming to a city near you if it hasn't already been. Yet still, there are victims in this propaganda war. There will always be casualties. Civil Smith, I'm sorry you ended up a casualty to their propaganda war. The propaganda war. They are prophesizing. Remember that. They're pre-planning. The stuff that's going on, this is already planned beforehand.
God.
You understand? It's just what they're trying to do. Their main goal has a process. And that process is this. Is you dying. This is the process for the big thing yet to come in their eyes.
The only way that happens is if you play along. The only way you play along is if you're ignorant. The only way if you're ignorant, well, let me just read it. This is pretty cool. I picked up this, little cheap, I don't know if you can see it, JPS, Hebrew, English to not. Little pocket-sized joint. I know there's much better edition stones and all that other stuff. This is just a little cheap version that I can pull the babies out the bathwater with. Dig on it. Unless you're ignorant, how would you be ignorant in this time? Why would somebody not be able to see in this time? Daniel chapter 12, and at that time the great prince Michael, who stands beside the sons of your people, will appear. It will be a time of trouble, like of which has never been seen, since the nation came into being. At that time your people will be rescued, all who are found inscribed in the book. Your people will be rescued, all who are found inscribed in the book. By who? Jesus? This would be a great time to mention Jesus. But we're not talking hijack. We're talking about the Creator coming back for his children, his energy, his redemption. Redemption is the Creator's. There is no Savior but your Creator. Your journey is going back home, hijack free. Many of those that sleep in the dust of the earth will awake, some to eternal life, others to reproaches, to everlasting abhorrence. And the knowledge will be radiant, like the bright expanse of the sky. And the knowledge will be radiant, vibrate, like the bright expanse of the sky. And those who lead the many to righteousness will be like the stars forever and ever. And those who lead the many to righteousness will be like the stars forever and ever, whoever you are. All right. Verse 4, but you, Daniel, keep the word secret and seal the book unto the end of time. Many will range far and wide, and knowledge will increase. Many will range far and wide, and knowledge will increase. But you, Daniel, keep the word secret and seal the book until the end of time. Many will range far and wide, and knowledge will increase. That means rapidly. That means you'll see something you haven't seen before. There will be a wave to surf on that hasn't been available, and you'll be like, damn, that was right in front of my eyes. But I didn't see. Heya is real. He is removing the seal. Then I, Daniel, looked and saw two others standing, one on one bank of the river, the other on the other bank of the river. One said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the water of the river, how long until the end of these awful things? Then I heard the man dressed in linen, who was above the water of the river, swear by the ever-living one, as he lifted his right hand and his left hand to heaven, for a times and time and a half. And when the breaking of the power, listen up, and when the breaking of the power of the holy people comes to an end, then shall all these things be fulfilled. When the breaking of the power of the holy people comes to an end, then shall these things be fulfilled. Did they break your power? So if you're powerful, if you're walking around feeling powerful in our American cities, are you coming from a prophetic branch? Because according to prophecy, you will have no power right now. I'm not saying you're choosing to have no power because you want to be cool like a hippie. I'm saying, do you have power over people by birth? By birth, are you given privilege over people? According to these writings, these children will have no privilege, no power. When the breaking of the power of the holy people comes to an end, then shall all these things be fulfilled. I heard and I did not understand. So I said, my Lord, what will be the outcome of things? He said, go, Daniel, for these words are secret and sealed to the time at the end. Secret and sealed to the time at the end. Many will be purified and purged and refined. The wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand. The wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand. The wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand. So right now, we're trying to raise the vibration of our communities, whether it's music, whether it's hip hop, whether it's hardcore rap, whatever, to get these young ones off that frequency and give them a bridge to come get the drop. That is what we do here. Vibration awareness to these young soldiers, so that they can have this knowledge increased in them. However, we do understand that the wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand. I just can't wake this brother up. None of the wicked will understand, man. Just because he your friend don't mean he ain't wicked or she ain't wicked. You can't change that. This person has to stand on their own, platform when it comes to the Creator. But the knowledgeable will understand. From the time the regular offering is abolished and the appalling abomination is set up, it will be 1,290 days. Happy the one who waits and reaches 1,335 days. But you go on to the end. You shall rest and arise to your destiny at the end of the days. So let's get it.
So we must understand that. So wake up, Hebrew. Check the video out. I hate when that happens, and it always happens, don't it? I apologize. Alright. But this is what's going on in my city, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. New name is called Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Another fatal shooting that sparked 2 nights of violent protest, man. R.I.P. Civil Smith, 23. Dominique Hager. May God have mercy on your soul. He was 24 years old. Both of them are Hebrew. For only Dominique Hager, which was the policy officer, he don't understand that he was a chess piece in their Masonic weapon. He's too young to understand that. So he fell for the bait. And they geeked him up to kill this man. So-called policy officers that are Negro, African American, brother, come back home, Hebrew. Only worship the Creator. And if you worship the Creator, you wouldn't even kill your own brother. You will love your own brother.
Kings.
Rest in power.
Hey. Oh. We back.
Give y'all some fire.
Skip ahead a little bit.
Y'all gonna have to excuse them.
Let's skip ahead a little bit. Right. Listen to this speech. This should tell you everything about what's going on. Look at this brother's energy, and this is what you're going to have to understand.
Both of them are scared, and both of them are.
All right. These brothers need direction to understand that there's not only one way out of this thing. One way out is literally getting a backpack, like the brother Lex been kicking, getting your crew, learning survival drop. You know what I mean? Does that guarantee safety? Nah. Is there stuff that we don't know? Of course. But what do we know? This is what's going on here. This is the chess move here. You at least are making a move that way. But right now you're playing right into their game. You can't beat someone in their own brain. Get out their brain. Get home to your trees and vibrate.
Falling.
Now watch this speech, man.
Both systems and games and Masonic chess that is being played on them. Yes, the police and the Hebrew so-called Negro. Let's look.
They're putting the helmets on. They're putting the helmets on.
They cannot take us all down. They do not have the manpower out here. They cannot take us all. If they take one of us, they gotta take everybody. They gotta take everybody. They can't do it. They can't do it. So come on. Come on. Get it down. Do not move. No, do not walk. Do not run. It's time for one nigga to die for shit that matters. Fuck all this beef and this shit. Time for something that matters. They just killed a black man. What the fuck y'all gonna do? No, ain't no grabbing body. We're not grabbing shit. It ain't lethal. They got lethal ammunition out here. Y'all playing with you. Not bad here. I know what they fucking doing. They can't do shit. They ain't doing shit.
Now notice the officer that came and started tapping shoulders. He's a brother, right? He's another Indian. So he felt that power and he said, man, we need to back. Because that's, you see the unity that they form. Now I understand the pretense and I understand that there's a better way. But there has to be at least something that inspires you by saying, man, we ain't going to keep just dying like this. Now, how do you do it? How did the Maya do it? You have to read books. They went into their jungles. They retreated into their jungles. Now, I'm not saying nothing crazy. I'm saying what the Maya did. They didn't just hang around and get picked off by Cortez all day. They ran the Spaniards out of America in 1638. Read it. The Spaniards left America in 1638. They was getting so much action and satisfaction. They had to come back later just to make the treaties. Think about it. People come to your land, your soil, where there's hundreds of millions of you. How do they get the drop on you? They make you believe they have the drop on you. Now these young, I'm going to call them Indian for the sake of just, shock factor. Of course, we know indigenous brothers, we understand. But for the shock factor, these young Indians are looking real tribal. You take one, you got to take all of us. We just saw our brother get slain for whatever the case is. But they've seen it so much, so many times. And these are just descendants of the Indians that were murdered. What? This only happened 1700s, 1800s? In 1800s, they were still calling us Indians. Indians for sale. They were still taking Indians from here to Portugal, from here to, Seville, Spain. From here to Africa. And all the other islands. This was the melting pot. These are the descendants of the parents that were slaughtered, the priests and the chiefs that were slaughtered, man. And they put a proxy in our place, and they said, no, that's a Native American. Those people are nothing. We just brought them over here from Africa. So show me a motherfucking slave ship. Then I'm going to ask her to show me a spinning ball earth. Now watch these Indians.
See that man right there? See that man right there? I can't think of his name right now, but I really don't want to. Just for other reasons. But later on that day, 3 federal agents came to his house. They came to his house and to question him about the allegations of him basically provoking that standoff and provoking the riots. So Facebooks, Instagrams, all other playful communications of social networking. Y'all got to be more careful.
Indeed.
Federal agents came to his house too, and he didn't give him his address.
And that's word, man, and real spill, man. Real love to Higher Mark, man. And I'll say it like this, on the other side, because I want to be balanced. I don't know these officers. I don't know every one of these people. I don't know this brother right here. I know that there are lots of great individuals just trying to get a check. Like, yo, this is a good profession. Then they might get some mixed up into some other areas of it. Some might still kind of be clean. And then there it goes. Maybe their dad was that, and then they said, oh, one day I'll be that too. And so they don't really see it. They really do want to protect and serve. I'm sure there are brothers and sisters in law enforcement, in the military, that just want to get money for school. But here is where they're putting you. Because you're following orders, you are now being ordered according to chess moves. that you're not making and you're not playing. And now they're stuck here, some of them afraid of something happening to them. They're afraid, just like the brother said. So what happens when two people are afraid? People get hurt. They both don't know. They're all out of place. This is a made-up scenario. These Indians are supposed to be in flourishing wilderness and trees. Everything was taken from them recently. They've been here forever. Their creator is coming back home. But they're so lost in the sauce because of this sister just kicked, man, love to I might just have to get some of this right quick, man. Love to Dr. Yafa Bey. She kicked how grammar school in etymology, when you break it down, she's learning, teaching you this dictionary. Grammar school is glamour school. Glamour is the same word. So they put you in glamour school and they taught you all these things and they just messed you up. And then they say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys? We've been trying to pick up the pieces, and every time we try, something else happens. Why? Because we are prisoners of war. We've been invaded. Therefore, there are powers, whether you like it or not, or recognize it or not, that will always keep invading us. Because once someone invades you, they keep invading you. They don't just go to Afghanistan and leave. They stay there and take all the resources. What do you think they did to us here? But now people are caught in the middle. You might not have asked to be here. Your parents migrated here. They got 50 free acres and the tools. They got dirt cheap acres at $1.50 an acre. All our land was sold dirt cheap so other proxies can come in. Now what's wrong with us? You'll see. Take it away, Dr. Bay.
Okay, and if you all can come back here and sign in and pay and get your ticket for 2 days if you want to do it for 2 days or 1 day.
Let's skip in here a little bit.
IRE.
Grammar.
And
Let's get back.
GLAMOUR.
A little more.
And it is usually used to mislead. The dictionary specifically said that. It is used to mislead, to deceive, to confuse, and it is of uncertain nature or disposition toward a person or thing. It is of doubtful advantage, of doubtful genuineness, and of doubtful moral rectitude. That's what an equivocal language is. That's what English is. That's why when our ancestors used to say, the pale man speaks with forked tongue, that's what they were talking about. He says something and it's not usually what you think it means. Okay? All right. Now, I kind of want to share, turn to grammar. Because one of the things that you learn about English is what? Grammar. And you go to what? Grammar school to learn grammar. Grammar is spelled G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Grammar. Now, what you need to understand about the word grammar, is there anybody here that's ever seen this show that comes on weekly about the 3 sister witches called Charmed? Yeah. And they always talk about this book called the Grimoire, or the Dark Book of Shadows. That's another definition of the word grammar. Turn in your dictionary to the word grammar, and if it doesn't say it in the definition, it should say it in the brackets, that the word grammar is the same word as the word glamour, G-L-A-M-O-U-R.
Glamour.
They're exactly the same. The word grimoire, I'm going to erase equivocals, that's all right. Because once you get this, see, because I don't have a lot of specifics and answers. That's what Omari is for. What I'm here for today is to get you clear. Once you have clarity in the concepts, and you can see the big picture, then when people like Omari start shooting data at you, you're not sitting there and being bombarded with data. Once you have clarity and you can see the big picture, then when somebody starts throwing data at you, you can see it because now the fog is removed. That's what I do. I help people get things a little more clear. So I don't have a lot of specifics, but I can get you clear. Okay? All right. There's another word called grimoire, Grimoire. These three words are identical. Grimoire is Grimmaire, and grimoire, Grimoire.
What does this have to do with worlds beyond the pole? Brothers and sisters, if you don't understand the hijack here, you ain't going to understand the hijack anywhere. If you don't understand the illusion here, the spell that you're under here, what's the point of trying to think about worlds beyond the poles if you don't even know your own habitat? How backwards pimping are you? Remember, you could have all the ambition and say, I want to, get all the gold. I want to just do stuff to get gold. I want to collect and acquire gold. And you can go all the way on expeditions beyond the poles. And all that gold could be buried right underneath your feet. So you need to learn to hijack underneath your feet. This is part 10. Like Hiram say, I'm hitting y'all over the head with some real shit. Love to the family, Drop Nation. I do it for you, the few, the remnant, the indigenous, the wake-up call, the redemption, our creator, the balance, the energy of our mother, the energy of our father, coming back alive together is a beautiful combination. I mean, even Pernell Whitaker couldn't get him like that. It's a beautiful combination. What does this have to do with anything? It's the vibration. Words are vibration. The Most High says, with my word, I created. You know what I'm saying? I give my word. His word. And he speaks, let there be light. He's giving his word. You saw the semantics. That word is harmonics. So what the sister Bay's breaking down is that they've hijacked your harmonics all the way back to A-E-I-O-U. They had you on a spell in glamour school when they taught you A-E-I-O-U. Let's get a little bit more. We're going to conclude the book, World Beyond the Pole. Get a little bit more of this, no force drop, and just, say the I love yous.
These words are identical words. And when you look all of these words up in the dictionary, if you get to the brackets, then when you start looking at the derivations of the word, you will see that they're one and the same. So when you send your children and you went yourself, to grammar school, you were really being placed in a situation where you were being cast the most vital spell on yourself that could ever be cast. Grammar school is glamour school, grammar school, grammar school, and grimoire school. The evil book of shadows. You were put a spell on.
Wow.
And you've been all messed up ever since.
Wow.
And the vowels A-E-I-O.
Grammar school. So that grammar is what they use in that TV show Charmed, and that's the book of spells. Glamour school, grammar school is really the book of spells. When they say public schools, all they did was put spells on you. When you were invaded and all your parents and chiefs were murdered. And your women were raped and violated and ravished. And then they took you and they put you in grammar school, grammar school. They put spells on you. These people are sorcerers. They know. Look, this is not some new shit. It's just new to you. You're the last tribe to wake up. That's how you know you were judged first. Everyone was awake watching you be judged, looking at him like, damn, how could they be that sleep? Huh? Our indigenous family in so-called Africa is looking at us like they still don't know they're aboriginals there? That they don't come from here? That there's dark people that are indigenous to the Western Hemisphere? They still don't get it? The people walking around, they don't know where they from. They calling themselves everything, but Negro ain't a country, black ain't a country, so someone took your country.
You are also a very key part of that. And you learn how not only to learn and memorize it, but you probably have a song that you used to sing it and say it to memorize it. And you will see that when you get the article that they're going to hand out. I'm not even going to cover that. Just read the article. It's only one page. It took up the whole back page of the article, of the newspaper, when I wrote it. And what is it called? I think the article is called The Spell That Cursed My People. I wrote it. Okay.
Wow.
Now, who has looked this word up? Because I'm going to tell.
Now, y'all get some more of this because we're going to go ahead from here. But I got that book up and, you know what I'm saying, or at least the article up right here. And I'll just put the link up there for you so you can have it when I drop this. I mean, there's a problem that is spreading all over the world. The problem is what you read, write, and speak. In other words, our problem is English. English is the result of word expansion, contraction, and modification from every other dialect and language in the world. I call it a bunch of crap that was thrown against the wall, and whatever stuck came to be known as English. Inspect and recognize what I'm about to show. When you call someone nice, is that a good thing? If a boy is called bad, does that make him tough? Is fun equal to a wonderful time? Does being fond of a person mean that you like them? If one is sad, does that mean that they are depressed? To each of these things I say absolutely not. I was never taught in any school that if I wanted to know the real meaning of a word, I must find the brackets or square parentheses like these and read every single thing inside the brackets. Now that you know what to look for in a dictionary, the real definitions of the quoted words above are listed below as follows. Nice equals stupid, foolish, ignorant, unwise, and not knowing. Wow. Bad, an effeminate or womanish man. That's the real meaning. Fun, to be fool, fond. Fond, to be foolish, a fool. So fun, fond is all foolish. Sad is satisfied, fooled, had enough. So when you open your mouth, what you are really saying, what are you really saying? What frequency are you vibrating unto the swirling ethers? Come on, man. Isn't it always going to break down, like Tesla said, into energy, frequency, and vibration? And now you see we're all realizing we're speaking a spell. We're speaking spells. What frequency are you vibrating unto the swirling ethers? Our oppressor speaks with fork tongue like a serpent. The Nazi German Jewish Christian European Alliance of Austria's Holy Roman Empire, also known as the German Confederation, decided in Virginia whether the language to force on the conquered autochthonous. Ah, man, I don't know these words. Autochthonous. Alright, y'all got that? Autochthonous people on America would be German. So this was the one that they chose from the autochthonous people. See, now I like that word, the ones I fight for, man. Those are my favorite ones, man. So yeah, so that's German. Or a new concoction called English, which was the same branch. English was chosen. Alright, so when they said, alright, which one should we use on these indigenous people? Autochthonous is basically meaning aboriginal, indigenous, first people on America would be German, or the new concoction English. English was chosen over the German, all right? As a result, the opposition is still ruling the world today, and English is probably one of the primary reasons why. Because everybody speaks this spell, this English. This is due to the fact that since we currently speak their language, then we speak the forked tongue too. So we're all speaking the serpent tongue. There is magic and power in speech. All right. The darker one is, or the more melanin one has, the more magic and power in the speech. We get what we ask for. Ask and ye shall receive. It is said that in the beginning was the word. Vibration, right? Since English was not and is not our word, then it was the official beginning of our end. My people speak English, but do not know English. We rarely know the meaning of the words we utter. It is this lack of knowledge that destroys my people, because English is a spell that causes us to curse ourselves and empower our oppressor. English, which is Anglo-ish, is their word, not ours. To modify the spell, there are keys that must first be known about the term spell. Spell is the same as spellion and means to be substitute for. Spell also means a tale and a magic form of words. A tale is a fib, falsehood in speech. These definitions also came from the Random House College Dictionary, 1973 edition. So that's one of the ones that she does recommend that kind of, gets some of the babies out. The 1956 edition of the Columbia Encyclopedia has very revealing data on the word spell. It defines spell as a word formula. It further states that once a spell has been cast, it remains in force until broken by a counter spell or an exorcism. The term exorcism is the key that opens the door to the way out. It is a counter spell. Before I clarify the word exorcism, I must first show how deep the spell goes. So how do we counter the spell, Israel? Who's tired of being under a spell? We need to counter it with a counter vibration. We don't got to learn they shit. We got to do our thing. We got to speak our vibration. We have to speak our creator. We have to speak our law. The spell begins immediately upon arrival to this planet. Depending on your perspective, that might mean that the moment that you were conceived, once a child is out of the womb and walking, one of the first words the child learns is no. The word no is the name of one of the gods called the Forgotten Ones. Whoa. Wow. The Magician's Dictionary by E.E. Remus is a very revealing source for this type of data. It reveals that no is the name of quiet erasing, of quiet erasing, and saying it erases the name of the utterer. Whoa. So it reveals that no is the name of quiet erasing, and saying it erases the name of the utterer. The spell continues in kindergarten when we learn the alphabet. Most people are unaware that each letter is a complete word. Each letter is a complete word. Each letter is a complete word. Color, number, frequency, tone, vibration, entity, and sound. Energy. You're in a vibration war. Wake up. Activate. The spell is complete. By the time we master the vowels A, E, I, O, U in the first grade, these vowels are arranged to form an acronym for a very powerful spell that is the motto of Emperor Frederick III of the Habsburg family. Their key strategy was to marry into power. This particular formula is counterproductive to my people. In Latin, it reads, Austrae e Imperi Orbi Universio. It means it is Austria's destiny to rule. In Germany, it reads, Alles Erich. Y'all see that? It means the whole world is subjected to Austria. This can be verified in Amu, Amus, Amat, and More by Eugene Ehrlich. So somebody look that up and dig on it. All right? Let's get a little bit more. Remember again that once a spell has been cast, it remains in force until broken by a counter spell or an exorcism. The exorcism is the most profound thing I have figured out. So get your dictionary and pay attention. Look in the brackets and flow with me. The Random House College Dictionary defines exorcism as the administration of an oath and directs the reader to see exercise. Exercise is ex Horitzian. Horitzian means to call someone to swear or blind oneself to an oath. So ex Horitzian is to ex-swear or unbind oneself from an oath. Oath means far more than people realize. Oath is defined in the same dictionary as an irreverent or blasphemous use of the name of God. Irreverent or blasphemous use of the name of God or anything sacred. So when you do an oath, you're going against anything sacred. You're going against the name of God. Blasphemous means profane speech. Profane is profane. Fane means church or temple. So to speak pro-church or pro-temple is blasphemous. Wow. Surprise, we have been had. We must stop blabbing about and glorifying churches and temples. Now with the other word, an oath, we get to the real deal. Last key to get out of this mess we are in. Irreverent is irreverent, and it means not reverent. Reverent, let's get to it. Reverent is reverent and reverse ant. We need to reverse reverent and do a reversion. Reverse means left and turn. This is the other way. And saying we must sankofa or go back. To revert is to turn back, especially to former thought. Go back to former thought. Go back to your ways. Go back to your creator. Habit and practice of those that were prime first. This will revert things back to the former owners of the prosperity, progeny, and heirs, which is us. Whoa. Did the sister just say, go back home, return to your old ways? Did we not just say that we are going to wake up and return to our old ways? Reversion is defined as the reappearance of ancestral characters that have been absent in intervening generations. It also means the returning of an estate to the grantor or her seeds after the interest granted expires. Or her seeds after the interest granted expires. We must go left and turn back to our ancestors' characters. Character is defined as traits, peculiarities, status, or being in accord with one's nature and disposition, their ways. All right. More importantly, character is a significant visual mark or symbol, a letter of an alphabet, a symbol used in a writing system, a style of writing or printing, any symbol, number, letter, or series of ones or zeros representing positive and negative impulses in a computer to portray, engrave, and inscribe. Also a graving tool and its mark. This is key because we are currently using the mark of those who oppress and oppose us. The definition for Satan means opponent, enemy, adversary. Since the word Satan also means the beast, then we are using the mark of the beast. This beast is not our feline bast. Realize that the style of writing used by our ancestors is reverse of today's English style. The enemy has us writing right-handed in scores of lines from top left corner of the page to the right down. Our predecessors wrote in swirls from right to left, and or from the bottom right corner of the page to the top to the left and up. Prior to that, they wrote in picture images and read it all as one view. One view. Not the illusion of seclusion, just one view. Almost there. Returning to their style of writing and symbols used in the writing system is a simple way to exercise the brain and exercise the spell to free your mind. So if you learn your Hebrew, if you learn your Paleo, whoa, what will happen if you learn your Paleo? All right, this levitates left. It takes the reprogramming of, so it turns it around, the reprogramming of the computer inside your skull by creating or closing the bridge between the two hemispheres of the brain. Using your left hand or non-dominant one to write in reverse will rewire and refire the electrical impulse currents in your brain. Whoa! What has this got to do with worlds beyond the poles? Maybe you need to rewire reverse and refire the electrical impulses current in your brain. Those impulse currents can be reversed using your non-dominant hand, riding in swirls the opposite way. Uh-oh. Did you come here for the drop? Do you want to refire and rewire? Do you want to vibrate? Do you want to break the spell? The bridging of the gap opens the portals and doorways that we need to see our ancestors. Can reconnect and get a swifter response to the perpetual flow of meaning and energy frequencies that radiate from them through the Antakara and Antakarana. They are all always calling to us, but too many of us are tuned to the oppressive, stupid God, church, temple, channels of irreverence, blasphemy, and distraction, or one's individual link to the ancient ones. Is outright severed like your trees. Once you start exercising your brain, you will exorcise and counter the spell enough to let our ancestral progenitors blow your mind portal open. So she keeps saying, ancestors, we know, hey, so get the babies out the bathwater. We return to our law that's always been here. You understand? And we fight like we fought for freedom, but we do it by returning to our trees and returning to our Creator and let judgment flow. Let judgment flow. Pour in data and unify the forgotten pieces of your essence and motions. It is all still there inside of you and in swirling ethers around you. All your vibration still exists, like your trees have not been uprooted, right? If not been uprooted, here's the end. The opponent knows how brilliant and magnanimous your ancestors are as stars were. After all, through many of our ancestors' records were burned. Though many of our ancestors' records were burned, others were kept for the opposition to decode. Since you are a culmination of every single ancestor that preceded you, and then some, then you and they are one. So again, it's all about being one. All right? When we say hey ya, we're talking about the balance. We're talking about being one. We're talking about all existence, all energy, which is the balance of what they call male and female energy. But what is an electron really male? Is a proton really female? Is an atom, you know what I'm saying? So get off of all this illusionary talk of male and female, this and this and that. We're talking about a balance. They separated us and they say Christianity, you know what I'm saying? You worship, Father, 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 Father. Islam, you know what I'm saying? This is Allah. And now they got you worshiping a female deity. And you don't even know it. And they severed you just to show that you've been severed. Look, you go this way, you go that way. You put your balance back together, then yes, you connect to all that. Your ancestors are coming back. You need their energy for sure. But there's no power above your source, your existence, your Heya, your breath, your Creator. There's a oneness there. There's a house there. There's wisdom there with wisdom. What has your Creator done without wisdom? So there's a marriage with wisdom. What is wisdom? She is your mother. She only rests with you when you walk in the law of the house, of your father's house. Then your mother says, all right, I grant you my gift. It is a house. It is a nuclear family we're a part of. It is one. In other words, you are them. You are their energy. Even though my people do not seem to know how marvelous, magnificent, and magnanimous we are, one must understand, understand, and comprehend, okay, that your oppressing opponents and those that work to empower them most certainly do. They got the spell on you. We have been asleep and dormant too long. We must levitate and become quickened to modify everything now. We manufactured this mess and we must level it. All right, get the power. You got the power. Be level and calm, Dr. Yafa Bey. All right, so you got that link. Let's keep it going. Let me get some of this tree drop and then we'll conclude. Worlds Beyond a Pole. I want to get this too. Y'all check this out. Health drop. United Nations admitted in killing over 10,000 Haitians with cholera. You know, I mean, you research this, you research the syphilis, you research the AIDS that we dropped, you know what I'm saying, from the book Behold the Pale Horse, and all this stuff just keeps going around and around. Some more space drop, very interesting. Let's get some of this.
Hey everyone, it's Rosette. I'm back again. I wanted to do a follow-up video on There Are No Forests on Flat Earth Decoded, so part 2. So people have been bringing up some valid points and I wanted to address them. One person commented that there is a company out there that turns your loved one's ashes into diamonds, and so the Ukrainian guy is wrong. Apparently you can defy all laws of physics, geology, and biology. Why? Because the business says it's so, right? So it's kind of like, you know, if you see it on the news, then it must be true, right? So a lot of people are stuck in that paradigm. So my question is, are they making real diamonds? Because if this was the case, then there would be no need to mine for diamonds in Africa, would there? There would be a million companies popping up, producing and selling their own diamonds. So what they are making is probably cubic zirconia as fake diamonds. And how do we even know they are using the ashes? What proof is there that the actual ashes are being used? Wouldn't this fit well with the psyops? To perpetuate the carbon trees magically turn into gems myth. Cubic zirconia. Okay, someone else mentioned that trees, when you cut them, have concentric rings, not hexagonal patterns. But these are not carbon trees, these are silicone trees. So they could have a different pattern than carbon trees. Carbon trees grow outward from the center. Silicone trees are individual strands bunched together. Reminds me of the Roman fascia, too, right? A bunch of sticks bundled together, and it has like a little axe at the end, the Roman fascia. Another person questioned, why doesn't the tree have gems like the petrified forest trees? Well, again, this could be another type of silicone life form. Not all make gems. The Devil's Tower stump is petrified, but looks more like cement than gems, right?
So these are crystals. So crystals form different ways. They don't all have to have the same hexagonal situation, you know what I'm saying? And again, you know what I'm saying, GeoShifter broke it down also that, you know, these are, it's more than just trees we're talking about. You're talking about all vegetation. So you got giant mushrooms, you got all kind of different things, man. So look, these trees were like, some of them were like 60 miles high, man. So imagine the other vegetation. Imagine what other things these things could be. They weren't all exactly the same tree, or there was a huge variety of vegetation and the ecosystem.
Doesn't look like gems. It's actually, you know, hard like stone. So how the hexagonal columns run up reminded me more of a stalk, like the giant stalk in Jack and the Beanstalk. Take a look at a few pictures. So here's a cartoon picture, but you can see how they're individual strands and they're bunched together, going upwards. They're separate stalks together forming one big stalk. So similar to the Devil's Tower stalks, except these look round instead of hexagonal. They like to hide truth in movies, don't they? So I did a whole series on how they do this. So if you're interested in that, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see a whole bunch of different movies that I decoded. So here's a stalk from the movie Jack and the Giant Slayer. Notice the giant's theme and the stalk reaching to the heavens. Notice how the vines are twisting. These vines remind me of the caduceus with the intertwining snakes or DNA going up the pole, the wings representing the sky, up to the sky. Remember where Mount Meru was located at? The Tree of Life? That's right, the pole, the North Pole, up, right, north, up. So twisting up to the sky, Devil's Tower. So another word for Devil's Tower could be Baal's Tower. So Tower of Baal or Tower of Babel.
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, you've gotten what you came here for. Now go on your merry way while I have some time to ponder this. Devil's Tower. Could it be the Tower of Babel? You have any other suggestions? Look it up.
Twisting up to the sky.
Remember, the Tower of Babel, how did they build this thing? All they did was really carve into this tree, right? You're only talking about a tree, not just some tower they were building per se, but they were constructing inside of a tree. So could, this devil's, what's it called? Devil's Stump, whatever, mountain, Devil's Tower, really be the tree stump left of what the Tower of Babel was on? Could it be over here? I don't know. A lot of stuff is over here, right? So let's keep putting the theory out.
And here's a picture of Tower of Babel.
Okay. She's drawing the correlation.
And here's a picture of Tower of Basel. Basel. In Basel, Switzerland. One bank to rule them all. Notice how it looks like a tower. One ring to rule them all. Lord of
Okay. Tower of Babel. But you see, this here is a tree stump. Huh? Devil's Tower. Tower of Babel.
Another Tower of Babel. And in Strasbourg, the EU Parliament building, another Babel. And then we have an EU poster. It says, Europe, many tongues, one voice. Excuse me. With the Baphomet stars. Notice the crane. So it's the great work, not yet completed. And the Tower of Babel. Before we move on from Devil's Tower, let's look at what the wiki tells us about how the name originated.
Listen up.
Tribes, including the Arapaho, Crow, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Lakota, and Shoshone, have...
Okay. So we made it our way back to you. Why did I go through all that in the beginning? So that we can have a reference point now. So we're talking about us, the so-called Negro, the Shawnee, who else you say? A bunch of indigenous tribes. Let's go back a little bit. So listen up. What did they call this Devil's Tower?
Crow, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Lakota, and Shoshone had cultural and geographic ties to the monolith before non-Native Americans reached Wyoming. Their names for the monolith include Bear's House, Bear's Lair, Home of Bears, Bear's Lodge Butte, Bear's Teepee, Tree Rock, that one's telling, and Grizzly Bear Lodge. So apparently, bears love to hang out in trees. So all those names the Indians knew. It's pretty fitting, right? One even calls it Tree Rock. The name Devil's Tower originated in 1875 during an expedition led by Colonel Richard Irving Dodge when his interpreter misinterpreted the name to mean Bad God's Tower, which then became Devil's Tower. So how do you get Bad God out of bear? I don't think it was a mistake.
Are you following? So the interpreter in the official story misinterpreted the real name, which is, they're saying, oh, the indigenous people called it bear tree and bear rock. But then the interpreted it bad, what? Bad angel? Let's go back.
Name to mean bad God's tower.
Bad God's tower. So what they're calling Devil's Tower, which she just showed you that tree stump, it's really called Bad God's Tower. They're just saying, oh, they called it Bear's Tower. Bad God's Tower? Called by us? Is this the Tower of Babel? That's all I'm asking.
Which then became Devil's Tower. So how do you get bad God out of bear? I don't think it was a mistake. So from Devil's Tower, we can go to Devil's Punch Bowl. Was this a misinterpretation as well? No. Apparently, there is one with that name in Oregon and one with that name in the UK as well. From the wiki on the one in Oregon, we read, Devil's Punch Bowl State Natural Area is a state day-use park on the central Oregon coast in the United States. It is centered on a large bowl, naturally carved in a rock headland, which is partially open to the Pacific Ocean. Waves enter the bowl and often violently churn, swirl, and foam. I wouldn't want to be thrown in there. Notice how it said in the description, naturally carved. Here's a pic at low tide, and it does look carved out. So I don't know if that's naturally carved. Like it would say it's machine carved.
Can't you see all that machine work? Is that natural to you? When have you seen water erode this level of crystal, stone, iron?
And then we have one with the same name in the UK, Devil's Punch Bowl. From the wiki, the name Devil's Punch Bowl dates from at least 1768, the year that John Rock's map of the area was published. This was 18 years before the murder of the unknown sailor on Gibbet Hill. So this event was clearly not the origin of the name. Interesting, though, that they mention 18 and a murder. 18 in numerology is also code for 666.
Uh-oh.
So there's a satanic encoding in that. And here's a painting done of the site by Samuel Birch. And the Bastion Ridge above Devil's Punch Bowl seems like this is where the remains went into a pile here, right? Like they carved out of the punch bowl and they put the waste over here.
One big pile of dirt. All right, so now your eyes are open. You know a pile of dirt when you see one. You know a tree when you see one. All right, and your trees have not been uprooted. Love to Rosette Delacroix. All right, she's just breaking down some drop. And now we're going to get to it. We're going to get with it. We're going to get funky. All right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to make our dismount. We're going to finish chapter 5. Look, we should feel good. I mean,
Welcome to Swag Frequency.
yeah. Man, we finished Abi Zaid. So you got a couple of books. We finished Abi Zaid. We're now going to finish chapter 5 up to at least page, we're up to page 90. So we read page 90 pages of our book. You know what I mean? Now we can mellow out and enjoy. So we're going to get it. Let's go. We left off right here. If there existed northern and southern extensions, it was unimportant to the time. All right, let's pick it up right here. promulgation of the globe earth idea was simplified by the evident fact that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and it was further advanced through understanding that one could sail to the west and ultimately arrive at points in the east. It appeared reasonable to assume that the Earth's contour was that of a globe or sphere, since the unassumed globe Earth had eastern and western limits in time and space, mathematical northern and southern limits, which would make it conform to a sphere, had to be provided. Thus, mathematical formula decreed that Earth contour is comparable to that of assumed globular and isolated celestial areas. Though the assumed globularity and isolation of celestial areas has since been proved illusory, right? Illusion, fake. That means it ain't real. That means what you're seeing, you ain't seeing. That means you're crazy. That means you actually do belong in an insane asylum until you wake up. They have you flipped inside out, but you got to have the courage to step outside of the box. This matrix is energy and it's very real. It's a spell on you. That's why we have to get that spell drop, so you know when I say illusion, I'm talking sorcery. The framers of theory were obliged to accept such apparent conditions of theory, of such apparent conditions as fact. Hence, the terrestrial, also assumed to be globular, an isolated area of the universe whole, like celestial areas, was also assumed to be circling and ellipsing in space. The ancient theorists, lacking modern equipment for determination of cosmic reality, were convinced that the telescope lens was a faithful record of celestial conditions. Unfortunately, lens capriciousness was never considered in determination, considering arrangement and movement in the universe. However, from the faulty assumption of globular and isolation, there developed a basis for precise time measurement, where previously the terrestrial day could be known with but two parts, the period of light and darkness. The theory of terrestrial globularity and isolation made it possible to gauge the light and the dark periods throughout, or dark periods through the application of hours. Light and the dark periods throughout the application of hours. And the hours naturally correspond to the assumed Earth sphere, assumed daily movement. So all this is assumed. All right, let's get it. One side, where do we leave off? Assumed daily movement. I don't know if we have some pages missing, but let's just pick it up. One side to the other of what was considered a globe Earth. The feature stressed was that of the eastern and western water extensions, then recently discovered to connect the old world to the new. Okay, they just put this page in here, so we got that already. So we can start up right here. Let's get this a little bigger. Alright, let's get it. It may be perceived that the same time measurement could have applied if, contrariwise, it had been assumed that the sun described a daily course around the earth from east to west. Then it would have made little difference if the earth were assumed to be globular, cylindrical, or tubular in contour. Sun movement could provide hours of the day as readily as earth movement did. The assumed circling movement of the assumed Earth sphere, a lot of assumptions, was made to conform to the time gauge, and the time gauge conformed to the assumed movement of the assumed Earth sphere. Hence, the mathematical approximate 24,000 miles circumference, of an assumed globe Earth invited mathematical determination that 24th of the Earth's assumed daily turn in space would constitute 1 hour. Therefore, since one assumed complete rotation of the assumed globe Earth of 24,000 miles circumference would constitute an Earth day of 24 hours, there had to be 24 different starting points, points for time. Every 1,000 miles of the 24,000 mile circumference would factually experience a different 12 o'clock noon and a different 12 o'clock midnight. Check it out. Such mathematizing was by no means complicated. So what you're really getting is how they hijacked the mathematics of your model and made their own model, but had to make the math still fit in their model and your model. So they can do a model with the sun 96 million miles away, and you can also do a model with the sun a few thousand miles away, and you can still have the mathematical consistency. It then followed that the diameter of the man-made globe Earth would have to conform to global dimensions. Accordingly, there had to be formulated assumed northern and southern diminishing points for the assumed globe Earth, assumed to be isolated in space infinite. Reality could not be consulted, and it could in no way control designation of the assumed northern and southern ends, sustaining the globular concept in the isolated Earth globe. Man, having established the Earth's contour and limits to meet the need of that time, had very little interest in the physical aspects of the northern and southern extremities which his mathematics had ordered. His interest was I think that's contoured. It's kind of blotted out, but I think that's contoured, and travel east to west from old world for conquest of the Western New World. After the assumed globe Earth, it's all blotted out, assumed something, and were mathematically fixed in time and space. So now you're trapped in time and space. There had to be provided an independent orbit or space path for its assumed daily and yearly movement in relation to other assumed cosmic globes scattered throughout timeless infinity. They too had to be made to conform to the mathematical order perfecting man's illusory universe. Hence, it may be perceived that man, rather than creative force or deity, was responsible for the 15th century pattern of the earth and the universe about the earth. Again, I'll read it and you listen up, Drop Nation. Hence, it may be perceived that man, rather than creative force or deity, was responsible for the 15th century pattern. What happened in the 15th century? Columbus. What happened to you? Invasion. What happened? Papal Bull, 1452. Dumb Diversas. Perpetual servitude. Hence, it may be perceived that man, rather than creative force or deity, was responsible for the 15th century pattern of the earth and the universe about the earth. Nevertheless, the pattern woven from illusion served a purpose and filled a need of that time. What was it? Subjugation. It can be readily realized that the interest of 400 years ago could not and need not be in any constructive manner directed toward the assumed ends of the assumed Earth globe. Lack of factual knowledge of the Earth's northern and southern extent explains why the most famous of American explorers, as recent as February 1947, was impelled to describe the endless land extending beyond the assumed northern end of the Earth as the center of the greatest unknown. Though the universe structure imposed by the Copernican theory was developed from illusion, the misinterpretations of values bestowed certain benefits upon men of that era. It afforded adequate general understanding of this new world reality, and it provided a necessary and most helpful gauge of time, even though in so doing it prescribed a series of fanciful movements for assumed cosmic globe bodies, which in common with the assumed Earth globe body seemingly constitute the universe whole. Unfortunately, in providing such benefits, there also developed the very questionable benefit of belief that man would fall off the Earth ends north and south instead of the Earth's edges east and west. Theory may persistently oppose theory, but only fact can displace theory. The fact of that time disclosed the fallacy of assumptive Earth ends north and south. Such facts of modern discovery provide abundant evidence that land and water extends indefinitely beyond both assumptive ends prescribed by theory of 1543. All right, last page. Let's get it. 20 years of deepening research into stratosphere darkness confirms the 1926 disclosure that every area of the Earth's outer sky surface, regardless of its size, presents a photographic replica of all that which has been observed of the universe about us. This feature alone provides conclusive evidence that things are not what they seem throughout the created universe. It provides the telescopically directed or detected celestial light is the same skylight that has been proven to cover the earth. Hence, it is established that underlying all celestial light is the same atmospheric density as that of the earth, which makes the sky possible. It is shown that the gaseous sky content making our outer sky surface luminous against dark stratosphere background is the same gaseous substance making celestial luminosity. The sky and its light prevail, even where no telescopic lens detects them. There are certain areas of our terrestrial skylight that cannot be detected in telescopic observation from land areas of the celestial, but that lack of detection is in no way confirms the absence of terrestrial sky and its light. Therefore, in the modern facts of discovery confirming the presence of similar celestial skylight and atmospheric density as that which is known to prevail at terrestrial level, there is sufficient evidence that similar terrestrial vegetation and life exists throughout the universe whole. Ladies and gentlemen, that includes a lot of drop, and it concludes this particular 10-part series. Thank you guys for having a good time surfing this long wave. I mean, we've come together for this particular series for about 20 hours of just drop and reading and, you know what I'm saying, surfing the wave, man. But y'all get this PDF, download it. A lot of this stuff is very blurry. I can't really read it all out to you. Some of it I can, but you know what I'm saying, y'all get it. Y'all can get the illustrations. You know what I mean? We're going to break it all the way down, all the illustrations. And then, hey, you'll be in chapter 6, A Journey Over the Earth Skylight Road of Illusions. Again, a journey over the Earth Skylight Road of Illusions. The lens is the culprit and the deception is the crime. The lens is the culprit and the deception is the crime. It's not the lens's fault. It's just the culprit. But the crime falls on the deception or the deceiver. That energy, that static again. So y'all can get on this, man. And, you know, they're going to get deep. And, hey, I'll get back into it, man. Y'all just got to let me just take a quick one, too, man. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll freestyle some facts right quick and come back. I got a lot more drop to get to that I'm excited to get to, man. And that's word to Uno on the beats. And that King AD. You already know. But yeah, if you want me to continue, let me know. Say continue, please. And, hey, I'll drink some tea and come back out here, get some socks, man. And, you know what I'm saying, keep it going with chapter 6, man. A journey over the Earth's skylight road of illusions. But right now, this is the conclusion of Worlds Beyond the Pole. No force on the flat Earth. Again, love to Geo Shifter for setting off that wonderful documentary, showing us what time it is, what place to be. Let's see, can we make a dismount? Can we make a dismount? How you guys want to go out this time? I mean, we're in a 10-part series, so it's got to be good. I mean, this dismount got to be off the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. We on the rings? We're doing the dismount off the beam? Y'all want to see the sun? Some gamer drop? Some education drop? Only because I love y'all. This is how I'm going to do you. This is how we end a 10-part series with the morning stretch. Arthur Scott Jr. Use a fool for this one. I love y'all, man. Take it away. We're going to do it. This brother took you back to the chi. Getting to the roots said, man, you need to get the glow. And this brother came with the morning stretch chi to get that vibration flowing. We got to get this spell off us, y'all. Kings to Arthur Scott.
He's talking about
do it.
Just taking care of your body. Discipline. Discipline. That's a joke. Don't even worry about it.
Inside there.
Somewhere else.
But I ain't in it, but it's inside.
Figure I'd give y'all a little insight on just something you could do in your morning. Wake up, stretch it out, get the body ready for the day.
Come
It's a
on.
little on the martial arts aspect, so it's supposed to be dedicated towards flowing, but I skipped all the junk that I would consider beneficial to the people who produce the video or whatever, and I just got a basic warm-up that you can just find on YouTube. I just happen to have the video at home. So, pardon. Basis to this is tensing your muscles or whatever when you're pushing out and breathing in. You know what I'm saying? When you push out, you breathe out. When you pull in, you breathe in. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be breathing as well as controlling your muscle tension. You know what I'm saying? It's a workout, but it's a stretch at the same time. Control of the body, discipline. M.W. Smith, Arthur Scott. Hope y'all doing all right. I got a couple.
Can y'all imagine walking up, trying to holler at King David right quick, King Solomon right quick? I mean, these was the warriors that they did not want to get close to, and you will see why. You just see the brother stretch and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and blaze this way, player.
You know what I'm saying? I might just mess around and show y'all how to hold it down in the streets. I'm playing.
Flex on it.
The ring is a lot different than a video, but it helps. So, educational purposes, take care of yourself. This is shoulder stretches, shoulder rolls.
Circle the arms forward. Feel the stretch in the shoulders, arms, and chest. Feel the stretch back as well. Breathe deeply and evenly. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Reverse. Arms circle back.
Counterclockwise.
Relax the shoulders. Put the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Take long and slow, even, deep breaths. Allow the air to fill the lungs fully. Let the body relax with each exhalation.
Inhaling and exhaling.
Get that glow. You see he glowing already. You see him glowing? It's starting to glow on him.
Lower back and waist relax.
Now, I personally recommend holding your arms at shoulder height. That way there's a little bit more tension and muscle.
I can see that.
I don't think you're going to get that ripped and that cut just dangling your arms. You know, put a little effort into it.
As the lungs open, imagine the air
Okay.
sinking lower and lower
Okay,
inside
brother.
the body.
I'd think about my spinal column
Okay.
and trying to slowly work the king side of it as I'm inhaling and exhaling.
We work out the kinks. All right, brother.
Really just getting to know my body.
Yeah, you damn
The
straight.
gift that the Creator has given me.
Man, you ain't say nothing but the truth, brother.
Sorry about the volume, y'all.
Come on. That's my man. Build on it. Build on it. Brick by brick, man. We building this house, man. We getting our chi back. Brick by brick, we are building our house. Yeah, you gotta get them knees involved, man.
Now, I know this knee rotation looks corny, but a few days at work, at different times. I find myself having, you know, just that air bubble in your kneecap when you be working and bending and lifting and stuff like that. I found a corner where nobody could see me, and I pulled that number once or twice. Got that little pop out. I was good to go.
You gotta hit the knees up sometimes,
you know what I'm saying? So I could imagine if I did something like that before I took on my daily activities. Especially in the wilderness, if we're thinking about separating from humanity. Doctors, besides our natural healing, aren't going to be close. So you're going to have to learn how to take care of your body. Keep it prepared. Keep it in shape. You wonder what cancer really is. And all these strange diseases. Have we just lost the way?
Wide leg stretches.
I'm not saying this is the way.
Step out into a wider stance, keeping your arms stretched. This will loosen up the inner thigh.
Hey, brother, we getting there.
Loosen the lower back.
I'll say I'll do this like every day. That
we getting there.
Look up in a full stretch. Feel the stretch in the lower back, stomach, neck.
I'm doing that right now.
Slowly bend
I'm
forward.
stretching on y'all right now. Everything they doing, I'm doing behind you right now.
Feel the stretch in the spine.
Ouch.
When I go down, I even like to lean forward a little bit further to the point I'm holding myself up off the ground. Gives me a nice little shoulder tension. Cracks sometime. You know, it just feels good. You know, everybody's body is different. But you know, y'all got those joints. Those kinks. If you can't touch your toes, that's fine. You know, I couldn't at first. It took me about like
Single leg
a
stretch.
few weeks. I don't know.
Right leg straight.
Feel that back stretch.
All right, now look.
Muscle and see it relax.
Arthur Scott's so cold, you know what I'm saying? He'll levitate on them. Arthur Scott might do this, do them stretches, and he probably won't even be touching the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, it's all about the chi. It's all about the glow. When you read your sacred text, and you hear how the sons of Israel, the sons of Jacob, were just jumping up, vanishing in the air, and pouncing on 200,000 people at a time. What did they know? What does he know? I think we got a couple minutes for Bruce Lee dismount. Y'all weren't expecting this. Take him away.
Hey guys, this is James LaFleur with the Impossible Channel. We're going to be talking about Bruce Lee's amazing power.
Word to M.W.
Was
Smith.
it true that Bruce Lee had a ki or a chi so powerful that he could punch people across a room? Well, let's find out. In this article here from groundreport.com, he states a lot of videos where Bruce Lee uses his forces, you know, his power, his special chi force. It's just incredible that a person can evolve at a point, to a certain point, that it can use this energy power that flows around everything in the universe to channel it into anything at all, actually. So let's take a look at some amazing videos we have to show you. And while we do that, we are going to link Bruce Lee's ability and occult secrets to Flat Earth. Some facts are important, although, before we go on. Number 1. Theoretically, Lee was killed by the Chinese mafia for spreading forbidden knowledge. Number 2. The map that surfaced in 1907 with the Flat Earth model with 33 extra continents was hidden from the Japanese and the Chinese in a Buddhist temple for 1,000 years. Also,
This map showed 33 other lands outside of the lands you know.
forbidden knowledge that, if found at the time, would have been destroyed. Number 3, scientists found out that the water can shape itself, depending on sound vibration. Number 4, few water crystals look exactly alike Solomon's seal after being frozen.
Okay.
One of them is the Antarctic Pole's water crystal. It looks exactly like Solomon's seal. Number 5 and last one. To Bruce Lee, the occult secret is water. Actually, it's to be water.
He was.
So Bruce Lee and the Occult Society as well, and Katy Perry, all point out that there is probably something in the water. Could Bruce Lee come from the outer rings of the Antarctic Pole and, for instance, be an alien or even a Superman?
Uh-oh, dismount. Dismount. This is how we gonna leave y'all. Part 10. I love y'all. Stay up, suit up, choose up. Thank y'all for vibing with me, man. We're gonna keep going, keep dropping that drop. Love to Drop Nation. Hiya!
Oh, this is an amazing video, right? Right now we're gonna see Bruce Lee kicking. Okay. He also used his chi or his ki to produce over supernatural kicks with high speeds, with high velocities. It's incredible. Let's take a look at this. Normal speed.
Because of shooting.
Now let's try 50% speed.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Hiya.
See that? Holy crap, how is that possible?
Hiya, hiya. Higher vibration.
Oh my
Higher
god.
vibration.
Okay, that was quick, dude. That was impossible to see.
Have it on a regular basis. And secondly, he is still on the level right now of enjoying.
Jesus Christ. Did you see that? Oh my gosh. This is a supernatural person, man.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh.
Hiya! Get your glow. Activate. 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 Kwam Yashara. Kwam Yashara.
Okay guys, so if you want to go really deeper into this, we're talking about the jinn power. So not only we had, in the past, we had Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist who played classical music and folk songs through speakers placed near water. He would then freeze the water to make crystals, which he would then compare with crystalline structure of different samples. Wow. So what this guy did back in 1994 was photograph water that was affected by sound, and he crystallized it before analyzing it, and these are different shapes he got. Well, there's an image of him listening to Nirvana, and there's an image of him listening to Mozart, and each song provided a different format, right? Very beautiful though. So this guy, Dr. Hans.
So each song provided a different format, both very beautiful. And then, so whether it was Nirvana, hard rock, if it was in swag frequency, it was in swag frequency. The intent that you put on the crystals is the energy, is the spell. You have to reverse the spell, reverse the intent, reverse the energy. Stay up, suit up, choose up. Love y'all.